Assalamu alaikum and welcome to another episode on why Nokia was one of the best phones to ever be made, and we will get right into it with the battery life. So as you can see, the phone has 9% and first we go into the settings and we hit the battery and we see that we got 35 days on standby. This isn't possible with any of the latest Android 13, iOS 16, or iPad OS or Windows or anything that can produce similar result to this. And this is a Nokia, the only Nokia that came with the Android X1. This is the X2 version, and as you can see that it's real. They did used to get this awesome battery life. And Android, they tell it that it's optimized, but I 100% believe that it's not optimized at all. As you can see, we have slapped on a Nokia Z launcher that was made by the Finnish engineers, the Z launcher, and it just looks awesome. Like whatever you want to write, you just write the word, and they just come up. And it's quite weird that why Nokia didn't go ahead with the like open source project, because everything works wonderfully. WhatsApp works, uh, browser works, phone call, everything works. Uh, it doesn't have any Play services. It doesn't have Play Store, but you can install multiple apps that can help you get like APK updater, up to down, and APK pure. So we do have a lot of options, and you can still use it in 2022. An Android open source project. It's again based on Android KitKat, so you won't have the security, you won't have the permissions, but what you're going to get is a pure Android experience, and I think this is the way that Nokia should have gone ahead. So if you swipe down, so this is the notifications panel. If we tap on the right, we go to the quick settings. It's a dual SIM phone. That's very lovely that it has all this, and we'll just go back and show you one of the best launchers ever made. If you swipe to the right hand, you have these widgets, and as you can see, I have set up 2 widgets. You can set up more, and all of these are basically working widgets. uh, if you go back on the right hand side, you see the apps. So let's see which apps have you got. So we have the APK app updater. This is to update the apps. Astro is the file manager. These all apps are basically Android open source, which is beautiful. They just go along well with the design. We have the camera app. I really wanted to show you this, and as you can see, everything is touch operated. Everything moves with the swipe of your finger. And we have some modes over here that we can have a look. Night mode, sport mode, auto. So it was a complete package, this phone. And let's try to see some other apps in this phone. So there's a Nokia Care, which I am sure doesn't connect to the internet now. It doesn't work. Oh, so this is more like an offline thing, where you can just set up whatever you guys want to fix locally. There's a game, downloads manager, Nokia's open source. So flashlight is a custom app because it didn't have one. It was downloaded from, most probably from F-Droid. FM radio, gallery. Again, this is a open source app, and it's quite lovely. You have the dark mode vibes. So I have Instagram that was downloaded. Line, maps. This is default. This is, I believe, one of the best interfaces in modern, before Google came and ate everything up. It's quite lovely. You just tap this icon and you have all the settings over here. I have offline maps for where I stay, so it's quite lovely. We are not trying to connect. I did install the Google version as well, just to make sure I can see the ratings before I go to any place. If you go to messaging, this is also an open source project, and it looks quite. The best thing that I love about this is if you swipe up from the bottom, everything is touch optimized. So that's so lovely that everything can be just be controlled from your thumb. Music app. This is the first time, and as you can see, there's a dark mode, and you can use swipe up gesture from the bottom. That's just introduced on the iPhone. We go to OneNote. This came default with it. Opera browser. This is quite quick, for such a old phone. Everything works fine. We can go into the settings. We can see the stories. We can read the news. Everything is quite nice, on this phone. It's Outlook works. I've configured my email. I won't be opening it as I have my contacts, but we can go into phone. Uh, yeah, most probably some random numbers. If you swipe up, you can see everything was configured to be used from your thumb. Picards came default, I believe, with it. Real football search. So this is the default search that came with its own Microsoft launcher that came. That is so weird. I just had to get rid of it. So again, we have a lovely. So let's go back into settings. Now Windows Phone, Apple, Android all boast about dark mode, but you can see Android with its Kit Kat flavor. It had a lovely, a very very lovely, basically dark mode. We come down to, so we had Skype. I installed it. Sound Recorder. I believe this is a third-party app. Most probably it's a third-party app. Uh, so we are heading to 5%, 4%. So yeah, I didn't have speech dictation, so I downloaded Swipe plus Dragon. This is one of the best. We'll be covering another video and highlighting why Swipe was one of the best keyboards, perhaps for another day. Default Twitter, Viber was installed. WhatsApp worked perfectly. Push notifications come in. Yandex browser is another one that I installed, which works smoothly. It's very quick, very robust browser for an Android open source project. So here guys, a quick review on the Nokia X4 with a 40-day battery life on standby, and why I think still this was the direction that Nokia should have gone from their awesome 808 with the always on display and this massive 40 megapixel sensor to an iPhone SE, basically with the compact size. I really feel that compact phones had a really good potential. You can see I have like average arms, and I can just swipe, use one hand driving, walking, running, at the gym. It's just much more convenient. It's much more practical to use the phone like that. I'm really sad there is never going to be an update to the Nokia X2, but never say never. Any of your prayers can be answered, and next thing you know, Nokia is back to Android open source project. And the biggest problem with the open source is the push notifications, but most of the people use WhatsApp, so it does support push notifications. But for the other apps, Instagram, Skype, I'm not sure if they use the Google Play services push notifications or its own. So it's just something that the Windows Phone should have been. Swipe left, and you get your widgets on the home page. You just write dial a phone, like any app you write, settings S, and it just pulls up the app. Like, what is more easy than pulling up your keyboard? Nothing. This is the easiest. You have daytime, and it's sad to say that even the Niagara launcher is a rip-off of the Nokia 8 launcher. As you can clearly see that it has this Niagara effect, and this is like quite old, like God knows, maybe 5-10 years old launcher. Niagara has an option to put a widget over here, and again it has a widget, and at the same time it has more options to add widgets on your left. And Niagara has an app flow that goes top to bottom, but in this you just swipe right, which is more practical, and you can quickly come directly to yours. Let me try the the alphabet. So yeah, alphabet doesn't work. Let's just go into settings and check out about this launcher date. Hopefully we find. Wow, so this is 2016. So can you guys imagine? Like it's almost wow, like a 7 years old launcher, and it just looks as premium, as beautiful as ever. It just gives this Nokia X2, get rid of those ugly, colorful tiles, because they were not live. Windows 10 mobile was good and 8 was good because it has live tiles. This one on Android didn't have. So this one goes naturally with the Nokia Z launcher, and I'm really enjoying this phone. The compact size, as you can see, I haven't even peeled off the sticker yet. It's in pristine condition. I use it every day, not every day, on and off, but again, the big thing I love about this phone is its open source nature, and the best of all, its dual SIM capability. At the same time, its idle time of over 35 days. And again, if I didn't use it, I could have easily crossed 40 days. So I'm really shocked, like Android, it would have been so good with the open source nature, without Google putting all their junk, like, bloatware and everything. And as you can see, the phone, I updated it on to the latest Nokia X platform 2.1. I couldn't go any further than this, and even updating it from scratch was a nightmare. I had to spend a month getting it updated to 2.1, because the phone came with something very basic. I don't even recollect. I just had to update it. Um, Let me know if you guys want to see something more about this beautiful phone X2, and definitely I can go more deeper into it, and let you guys enjoy nostalgia by checking out this phone and its features, and where Nokia could have been if it chosen the Android open source path and the Migo path instead of the now dead Windows platform. Uh, the only regret I have is there's no assistant given by Nokia at that time. But this is a general problem with all the Android open source projects. They don't have an assistant, they don't have voice dictation to type. So either you go for a Google keyboard, Gboard, or you go for a swipe, which is not working. And again, you have this beautiful dark mode. So again, this video was a mashup of ideas, not really sorted, but just wanted to show you that open source worked. Nokia could have been at the forefront of this open source nature, but Nokia chose to give in to the dark side and embrace the Google One, Android One platform. Whereas this was a real Nokia. This had the real potential to grow in size, to grow in cameras. And stay tuned if you like my content. The next video, before I go into that, you can see this awesome always on display. I use it almost every day, as an alarm clock. I set alarms on it, and it's just something that will be missed. So I have been suggesting Nokia, basically successor to the 808. So if you want to see some unboxing and videos of 808 in 2022, please do hit subscribe, ring that notification bell, and leave down a comment. If you guys want to see more videos on the iPhone SE compact size and how uh, uh, it is one of the best phones, compact phones of this era, please do let me know, and I'll be sharing more and more videos with you guys. So hope you guys enjoyed my content. This content you'll never find on the internet. It's going to be one of the most unique contents that you'll ever see. Stay tuned for more. Peace.